Hello there, welcome to Bees in a Pod. We're doing an early video this week because it's red hot basically, so we've come down. Well, it's just turned 7 o'clock. Thought we'd get a bit of filming done before it got too hot. What I'm planning on doing, I'm going to show you how to go about doing a lawn from seed, but it's be ridiculous to even attempt it, so I think we'll just do a bit of a recap on one or two bits we did last week just to show you how they've come on and how they worked. And we'll just have a little, seeing as it's relevant at the minute with drought and everything, we'll just have a little look at what effects environment is having to us. But first of all, we've got an announcement. I think I'll let Dan do this one.
Yeah, so the sunflower competition, thank you to all who's entered. We have got a winner, which is Thomas Pert. So we'll put a picture of his sunflower up on video as well. And Thomas, I'm sure we'll see Dave or yourself. But if you come and see us next week, and we'll give you a prize for it.
No, so, if you want to, I mean, we can do it on next video. We should
if you
on that. We'll give him his prizes on air, as it were.
Yeah.
Yeah, smashing then. We'll get on with it.
Get on with it.
Sorted. Thank you. Right, it's just following on from a couple of things that we showed you on last episode. I had a couple of fresh comfrey leaves to this basket, and to set weather we've had and all, it seems to have really brought the colour back out in these flowers.
Yeah, they do look well.
Yeah.
So
yeah, so next year I'll probably be cut down, not give them any sort of feed at all, apart from the worm juice and the comfrey leaves in centre. So just to show you that some things work, some things don't, but some things do. And the other thing that I showed you last week was the rack for drying the onions. I think Dan might be able to click back to last episode and put a compare picture on, but they're all right. We've had a brilliant week for drying onions weather-wise. But you can see they're really golding up. They're the Vento variety. That's just a week, so yeah, should have a good set of 3 for Rotherham there. So this is the celery, sunburst, also mainly growing this for sure. And if you remember a few episodes ago, I put these cardboard collars on, which are really the inner tubes what you get carpets in. And well, actually these are what I had a couple of fishing rods coming, and it's starting to blanch up nice now.
it's looking good.
Yeah. So again, that's got about another 3 weeks now before we're looking at getting the stick out for showtime. Again, blanching, it's a simple procedure. You're just blocking light out to blanch it up. I have tried it on the rhubarb as well. I don't know.
Lovely little penstemon edge.
Yeah. So we're looking for 3 sticks of rhubarb for the show in September. So I think it's first weekend in September. I don't know if it'll make any odds. We've had a slip there. That one's come on. But just blanching it, just try and bring that red stem out more. Yep. Again, just excluding light. The other thing what we're iffy, excuse me, is we're struggling to get beans to set. Well, these beans, I'm going for length. I think last year, well, I won it last year, didn't I? I think it was 27 inch. But my way of doing it is once I see a decent bean, I'll strip the rest of these off. I don't want any more beans setting. So each trust, which is there and there, I'll just keep 1 bean on for length. That's beaning up already, so I don't think that's gonna make anything. You can already see I want more length than that before it starts setting beans. And again, like I mentioned last week, I keep foliage to a minimum.
Yeah.
You know, there's only 3 weeks, So, and I'm wanting that to get to at least 27 inches. So
yeah, it's not a lot.
It's
of
not
time.
time to mess about with it now. It's, you know, all these will be coming off. Stripped these back about 3 days ago, so you can see these are all newbies, but they'll be getting taken off. I might try and leave one.
Yeah.
The other reason, you see a lot of beans and that are grown on wigwams.
Yeah.
The reason I don't do that, why I just grow on this one single row against there, is it makes it a lot easier for picking.
Yeah.
Plus, what I want, what would be the premier, if that's the right word, is a decent bean to set on that side, and then it'll hang straight.
Yeah.
Because of the angle.
Yeah.
Of the vine. Yeah.
It's not going to catch on anything.
It's not going to catch. Yeah. So, you know, if it's getting any sort of blockage or light, it'll start curving and looking for it, and so it's trying to learn just start hang as free as possible. So that's the long beans. They don't have a variety as such, you know, it's just the long bean seed, but these are his own now. I think this will be his third year with them. We've saved seed every year. The two beans here, these are just Benchmaster. They're looking, I think it's 5 or 6 for quality. These are just setting flowers now. As long as they're an half decent length, it doesn't really matter so much on that. It's getting 6, 5, 6, whatever it may be, that are the same length. It's the uniformity you're after with these. So again, I'm hopeful I'll get some off these. They're a bit late, but
we'll see.
They should be okay. Yeah. Roses are starting to show well now. And we all know about the grapes, don't we, Dad?
The grapes. I mean,
we've all seen.
We might as well just have another look at these.
We've all seen the grapes.
My God, these have come on these.
Yeah.
Absolutely hundreds.
I mean, they've had a lovely amount of sun this week. You know, it's averaged about 30 every day this week, and it's set to continue today. So what they'll need now is some moisture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we look like we're having a bit of rain.
Hopefully we're having, I mean, they're talking about floods because ground's that dry that it's going to, it's not going to soak in. The grass seeder paths, they're coming on now a bit. Again, banging same drum, but they need rain. I were like that whether to cut the grass this week, but I didn't end, but I've done it on quite an high cut. If you scalp your lawns now, you're going to have a yellow lawn basically. So yeah, and dahlias, yep, they're coming into flower more now from last week. Oh, one that has opened up. It's not totally there yet, but it is it's just got a bit of dew on it as well, which ain't helping. Really, they ought to be under net, some of these bigger ones. Hillcrest Candy.
It's glorious, that.
Yeah, it is a good one. That'll get a lot bigger than, well, quite a bit bigger than that,
yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, £20 bed. I have got some more stuff to sow in here. We have got some chives that we can still sow. Some beetroot. I'm going to do a late sowing of beetroot. And some cornflowers. Now, they're an hardy annual. One thing you can do with your hardy annuals, instead of, well, you can sow in spring as well. If you sow now, well, there's still some moisture and some warmth. Well, not so much moisture at the minute, but some warmth in the soil. We'll do a sowing of cornflowers. They'll germinate, get to an half decent size before winter comes. Because they're an hardy annual, won't work with half hardies. They'll sit through the winter, but what they'll do is they'll flower earlier than a spring sowing. Now what that does is it extends your season for your bees and your pollinators. Yeah. So that's a definite. They'll be getting done this week. Like I said, we've got some more lettuce, another sowing of beetroot that can go in. Some chives. What I'm looking to do with chives next year as well is I'm looking to grow a lot more chives from seed. I mean, you get about 1,000 seed in a packet anyway.
Yeah.
Because they're really helpful against certain bugs. Such as the carrot fly and that. So I'm, more or less every bed, I want to get some chives incorporated in with what I'm growing and see what effects that have. Garlic as well, you know, that's a good one. And like I mentioned with the fruit, it's going to be, I think, a little bit wrong time of year to be having garlic with apples for it to really benefit. Now, we'll try some late garlic, so I will try some chives as well, because it's all allium family.
Yeah.
So it might not be as effective, but it should have some benefit in sowing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tomatoes, again, you've seen them. One of the things, I mean, we're living it now. We're living climate change. You know, you can't avoid it anymore. We're in the middle of it. Things are changing. I think one of the things that is changing, like definitely changing, is growing tomatoes. My own opinion now, growing them in a greenhouse is a total waste of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to now with weather and climates, and that's some we have. Plus, from a environmental point of view, using a lot more water and stuff. Glass, I think, will fade out. On the allotment scales, I'm not saying industrial scales, but I think a glass greenhouse will scale out now because they're just far too hot in summer. Even putting your shading and your white emulsions on, to reflect the heat. I think what you'll find is a lot more of the crops with all that's known as a greenhouse crop will be growing outside.
Yeah.
And to be perfectly honest, the taste of outgrown tomatoes is far superior to a greenhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll think another aspect, just, having a quick bang on about the environment, is everybody's going to container gardening. A lot of growing in containers, which is all well and good, but using a lot more resources to grow in containers. My opinion is, get some soil, get back planted in your soil, get your soil right, plenty of organic matter in, get it good moisture retentive, you'll grow better plants outside. You're not out every day with cans of water here, there and everywhere. I'm not saying stop growing in pots, but try and reduce it a bit. Yeah. Try and use your beds again, in gardens and allotments. And people can say, the sharp-eyed ones will say, well, you've got raised beds. I know I've heard before, oh, raised beds take more water. Complete myth, complete bunkum. These will not take any more water. If anything, they'll take less for one reason: organic matter. Yeah. I can't, I might sound like I'm just keep going over the same old ground, but I can't stress it enough. Come October, November, get some manure in it, get some leaves in it, get what's left of your crops, all these dahlias, when they're finished, will be getting incorporated into the soil. They'll be getting composted down and added to the soil. If you don't do anything else, just get something in your soil. The benefits you'll see next year will surprise you. Yeah. The gladioli, they're going over, but again, it's that deadheading. As soon as they're starting to fade, I've took them off and we're getting a second flush. And personally, I prefer the second flush when they're a bit smaller. They're just, well, they fit in a vase better if you want to take them home for a start. Yeah. And I just think the colour's a little bit better. So yeah, oh, this little apple. Again, most people would grow this. It's a patio apple, summertime red, I think it is. Smothered in apples. That has normally been grown on a patio in a container. Yeah. I planted it. It'll not affect size of it. I've never watered that. Well, obviously, when I planted it, I watered it. It's never been watered since. There's some banging apples on there. Yeah.
They're lovely.
Some lovely apples, yeah. Under here, as you've seen, we've just got turnips and stuff. These are Milan purple top. That's one. Yeah, and in soil, absolutely no water whatsoever. They'll do me.
They're great though. Not a lot of damage as well.
No, lovely and clean. Just underneath this environment to keep flea beetle off. And in amongst them, we have a few Pablo beetroot dam.
Yeah, I've just seen them. Just get that weed out.
Good lad. Every little helps. So yeah, on here, a short one, just a bit of a rambling really this week. Like I say, weather's just been way too hot to really be getting on and doing anything major.
Yes.
But coming up, it does get busy now, folks, so stick with us. There's new channel starts in a fortnight.
Yep.
We've got a visit from local radio coming up. We've got us open day.
Yeah.
We've got us shows to cover.
Yeah, 2 shows.
Next week's episode will fit in. I'll just try to start alarm from seed.
Yep.
If that's something, you know, put it out there, because it's a lot cheaper than doing it from turf and getting people in to do it. And we'll have 10 minutes. We'll show you a plot that's vacant. How do you start? Because that's a crippler for some people. They take on an allotment. You don't get allotments that look like this when you take one on.
Yeah.
I'll show you what an allotment looks like when it hasn't been touched for a few years. And it can be really daunting, and it can put some people off before the start. So we'll give you a few tips on how to take one of them and how to get going with it. Yep. All right, Dan?
Yeah.
Yep. So sorry we're not doing as much practical stuff at the moment, but it's just not the weather.
No,
all right, we'll catch you next week.
Cheers. Bye-bye.